Hi everyone, my name is Laura, I'm the president of ARU Student Union and welcome to the group chat. I'm just going to fill you in on some things that I've been up to as president and then we're going to talk about some of my campaigns and things that are ongoing pieces of work. So the first thing that happened for me and the new officer team was that we went on a residential together. We spent a lot of time together getting to know each other and sort of covered the basics of like, what is an officer? What do officers actually do? What's a campaign? How do we do those things? And it was really useful to kind of discuss that as a team and kind of get to know each other. We then went off to a conference in Leeds called Lead and Change, so it very aptly became Leads and Change, and we met up with lots of other officers all over the country and we shared like lots of bits practice with them and got to learn what they were looking for and what they were looking to do with their officer years, we share what we were doing with ours, and just lots of good practice, again lots of training, especially lots of like inclusivity training and it was a really lovely time to meet some other officers and kind of not feel so like, oh, like everything's happening to just me and no one else understands, because all the officers around the country are all feeling the exact same way. We have also re-established the link between Anglia Ruskin and Cambridge University Students' Union, so it's really lovely. They have some fantastic officers and we've meeting up with them approximately every 4 or 5 weeks just to kind of, so for like our students in Cambridge, like a lot of the problems that affect our students in Cambridge are like big Cambridge problems. So we've been talking with them like how can we work together, all that kind of thing. I've also been involved in the recruitment of 3 new trustees for the Students' Union. So the trustee board is kind of like the strategic body of the board. It's kind of the day-to-day stuff is up here, and they do lots of things, including line management of the CEO, and then kind of lots of this like strategic direction of the union and kind of what are we going to do going forward to make sure we're still meeting all of our charitable purposes and stuff like that. So we've recruited 3 new trustees with lots of experience. They are fantastic, and it's really nice to be on such a strong board of people making all the right decisions. Lots of things have been going on. So the Vice-Chancellor has left. There was an interim in the meantime, and part of what I've managed to do is formalise my involvement in the re-recruitment process. So previously, whenever the guy who just left was hired, the process was, if you would like to meet the president, you can, but you don't have to. It's not a big deal. And I've said, no, like they have to meet the president, and ideally some other students as well, but I think they're a bit hesitant about that bit. So they're going to have to meet me and I have to give feedback. So that is actually a really big win, because that is better than it used to be. I worked very closely with Michael Turner, who is our Cambridge trans rep. We submitted a response to the government's Gender Recognition Act. That was a sort of an act that made things quite difficult for trans people in society. So we submitted a big response to that, lots and lots of words, took a lot of effort. But we submitted a response and basically said, we support trans people, because of course we do. We then had Freshers' Fair on every campus, and I visited every campus. I was on Peterborough campus, I was in London campus, I was in Cambridge, I was in Chelmsford. I was exhausted, but we made it through okay. And then the other kind of just stuff I've been up to thing is that I went to an NUS conference again called Zones. And Zones is basically, it's a really good way to hold the NUS elected officers to account, but it's also a really good way to get involved with like how NUS set their own policy and how they do things. So me and Amanda ran for election, and when you see this video, the results should be out. As of today, I'm still waiting, so we'll see how that goes. In terms of like the campaigns I've been running and what I've been up to, there is the team campaign this year is about rent and housing. There is a survey live at the moment. It's at angliastudents.com/rent, and we're kind of looking at, because like students keep telling us housing is a problem. I pay so much money and my housing's rubbish. Please help. So we've been trying to do some work on that to make things a bit easier. We've spoken to the local MP about it. He is so supportive of this idea, this campaign. He really wants to help us, so we're just gathering data, because then he might be able to take it forward to Parliament. Goodness only knows. We're also doing some stuff alongside this though. So we have a renting guide to kind of know your rights, and we've also got, we're going to be holding like a find a flatmate kind of event. And my other big campaign is kind of doing all the History Month. So Black History Month has just finished, but it went really well. We had quite a few events on all the different campuses. We had some Black Students Forums, we had a Black Excellence event, and then we had a really cool panel about cultural appropriation. We're also doing Disability History Month. That runs from November 22nd to December 22nd. We're running that for the first time ever, so I'm really excited. The events are still in planning, but there should be a schedule coming out very, very shortly. And then we're also running LGBT History Month in February for the second time. I ran that this year in February, and so that's going to be happening February next year again. And there is a working group for that, so if you would like to be involved in that, please do get in touch with me. I would love to have more students involved, kind of picking the theme and all of that kind of stuff, so I really would love to hear from you on that. I think that's everything I wanted to give an update on. This is already a very long update, I'm sorry. I look forward to all your comments at the group chat. Thanks!